We founded Attollo really as an opportunity for us to engage young people and expose them to all of the opportunities that exist after high school. Some of the characteristics that we're looking for are people who are resilient themselves, people who are willing to sit beside people and not need to be in front of them. We're looking for people who have a deep why. When I first met Leo, it became really clear that he had a really amazing story.
I was born in the Dominican Republic. My most vivid memory of when I was younger, I was standing in my room on a cold, wet, muddy floor. Beds were floating down the streets. My neighbor's roof was ripping apart. It was 1998 and Hurricane George had destroyed the Dominican Republic. But I remember, in order to have water to shower with, we created a hole in our basement, and it was to catch the rainwater kind of in our roof and then store it kind of down below. Then we can take a shower with warmer water. My parents wanted the best for us, and their goal for the longest time was to bring us here to the United States for better opportunities, especially in education. Transitioning a few years later to the United States, the language barrier was definitely a big challenge for my family when we first came. I really wanted to learn English because of that. I think at every pivotal moment throughout my educational life, somebody was there to kind of give me an opportunity that sometimes I didn't deserve. Middle school was a blast, but high school, it took me for a whirlwind and probably got into a lot more trouble than I was supposed to. I was an 11th grader, and I received a phone call. The girl on the other side said, I'm pregnant, and this happened to me. I thought my world was literally going to end. I remember hanging up the phone and getting in my car at the time and wanted to drive and hit a light pole. And that was probably my darkest of moments. The first time that I saw her and held her, I couldn't believe it. This little human being that was looking at me, that now said, you're the person that I'm going to go to. So when I talk about having to grow up fast and that becoming your kind of instant why, I made my daughter my why. My daughter is everything. I really wanted to pursue secondary education. I made a promise to myself that when I stepped foot in Millersville, I was going to graduate in 4 years because I can't fool around. I have somebody that I have to be responsible for. In the first 2 years at Millersville, I was going to school full time. I was working 35 hours. And junior year of college, I was ready to throw in the towel. It was truly overwhelming. I remember speaking to my academic advisor and saying, I don't think I could do it. And when I did go to her, she truly cared about me and my family. So I said, you know what, I am going to do it. I am going to sacrifice another 3 semesters, and I finished in 4 years.
Got to know him through his college days, and then upon graduation, we had a chance to bring him on board. And it was right at the time where, as an organization, we were beginning to grow, and when we had kind of been in here on the whiteboard drawing up who are the ideal kind of leaders and people that we wanted to engage in this organization. And then I got to know him and I started looking at all the traits that he had. It was him. It was somebody who had been through adversity. It was somebody who had used those adversities, and anybody who has ever met Leo sees those things. But the first thing, quite frankly, that drew us to him is his genuine and kind spirit. I'll never forget, not too long ago, we were going through some really tough times, and I'll never forget we had lost some staff and people who really meant a lot to the organization, and I was at a place where it was like, I don't know if we can kind of go forward. And it was Leo who said, the mission's the mission. And it was like at that moment, it turned. And he was the one who gave me the courage. He was the one who gave the rest of us on the team the courage to kind of keep pushing forward. And I'll never forget that. And it was all because in that moment, he stepped up and was the leader. And so many good things have happened because of that. Hundreds of students have joined this program after that moment.
I'll describe Leo as a passionate person, determined, and always willing to be there for high school students like me. What makes a good mentor is the person who wants to see the best of you, to see you accomplish your goal, to see you get to where they feel like that you need to get. Sometimes it's hard for teenagers to open themselves to a lot of adults today, and Leo is one of those people who can actually get myself and other teenagers, my peers, to actually open up and tell our struggles.
So this fall, I'll have the opportunity to go on to graduate school, and we'll have the opportunity to be around other people that are like-minded, that are also interested in education, that want to learn something and bring back to their community in order to pay it forward. But I truly don't believe that I would have had that opportunity unless it was for Attollo and people saying, go for it, go for it. Attollo has given me a foundation that I didn't have, and I can use the tools that I've received from Attollo and inspire other people. I think when somebody invests in Attollo, they don't just invest in the students, but they invest in people like myself.
He is single-handedly changing the trajectory of his family forever. To think about everything that he's been through and the way that he has handled all of the adversity in his life, to think that next year he'll stand on the most prestigious campus in this world. It's just hard to wrap your mind around.